Kia ora. Welcome to Ramble number 100 on Friday the 18th of November 2022. Didn't think I'd make it to 100 rambles, but I guess we got there in the end. So, that's the thing. Dogs are just burning off some energy at the moment. Not sure if you can see them, they're back and forth. So there may be some whistling and coaxing of dogs back. Come on, good girls. Yeah, not sure what to talk about this morning. Work has been taking precedence, and there's a few things that I plan to get underway. We had with Dawn and I had a bit of a brainstorm session. It was kind of triggered by I purchased a 5 kilowatt hour battery and the first of our probably many inverters as part of what we call the core solar rig. That's shipping to us. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, a little while. So it'll be here when it's here. But the point of it is, we were thinking about designs or brainstorming how things might actually look a little further down the line with the kids. And the plan with this unit is it's to primarily power the shed, but it's also to provide primary power or backup power for the Delta Pro moving forwards. I think I mentioned that in another ramble. Essentially, this will become the core battery, eventually with more batteries over time as we expand it for storage. And the full power of the solar rig will go into this. And I've got a couple of extra panels which I'll probably just plug into the Delta Pro, or I might even extend these series. We'll have to see how that actually plays out. But essentially at the moment we're kind of hobbled because the limitations on the amperage that go into the Delta Pro means that out of our 1600 watts, the most we can ever get is 1200 watts. So that's the thing. Kira, come on. Come on. Explosive dogs. So anyway, the brainstorming was this. We have the kids eventually coming down from Ohio once the property is sold there, probably next year, because realistically winter's like a lousy time to sell. Property market's pretty crap at the moment as well, so you know, it is what it is. We ideally don't really want to keep maintaining two homesteads, even though, you know, the one up in Ohio is definitely being looked after fine. It's just more of it's a massive cash flow drain that really we're better pumping into here. But that aside, the plan is for the kids to get their own cabins, live their own lives here on the property, which they're totally cool with. And the brainstorm thing was essentially this. It's like the original plan was to have like a massive core solar rig in the shed that pretty much just had power cables going out to all the requisite cabins. But further down the line, the plan is for those to become basically independent units, whether the kids continue to live there or whether they decide they want to sell them, and, you know, we might buy them and maybe turn them into, you know, some kind of bed and breakfast or whatever. Who knows? So from the purposes of future proofing, it seemed prudent to basically do what we're planning to do now in the shed and replicate that into the respective cabins, and they can have their own solar if they need to, going into their own batteries, and then, you know, the one in the shed can still be attached in exactly the same way as we're attaching it to the Delta Pro, and that way it becomes a node or a series of nodes. And you know, it's a little wasteful from a dollars and cents perspective in some ways, but yet it's not, because, you know, it's that old adage, you know, 3 is more than 2 is more than 1 is more than none, which, you know, preppers and stuff kind of base their planning and plotting on. And this is to say, you know, if for some reason we lose the inverter, something bad happens in the shed and we don't have that capability, we can tap into, you know, any one of the other units and we're good to go. Plus, it gives the kids their own autonomy. And I say kids because they're young adults. It gives them their own autonomy. They need to learn to live within their means from a power perspective. If they decide they want to scale up, that's up to them. It's their money, their lives. We don't have to have any say in it. But it's also good for them to learn how this stuff actually works and how to maintain it, look after it as well. So there's a lot of pluses involved in it. And it means that, you know, rather than them waiting for us to be able to afford to scale up to meet quote unquote their needs, they can spend their own money and do it themselves sooner rather than later. So that is kind of the revised brainstorm plan. It doesn't mean that we won't actually scale the core solar rig. Come on. Sorry, calling dogs. Kira, come on. And there was silence because the dogs are up on the ridge. Come on, Kira. I guess I'm going to be calling this video short because it sounds like I'm going to be going hunting dogs because I was not paying attention and they have decided to go exploring. Anyway, so that's the brainstorming plan. That's what we're planning on implementing, and we'll see how it plays out. But a lot of that depends on how this initial rig works. So we'll see how that actually goes in due course when it arrives, and we video the unpacking and all that stuff. Okay, well, that's ramble number 100. Not quite what I was expecting, but hey, no real plans or designs here. So we'll chat again next time we get to chat again. I'm now about to go and try and hunt down some errant dogs. Take care. Have a great day. Ciao.